Hey, we'll get started in a minute. Oh, hold on. Okay, there we go. I had to turn the one light off behind me and then turn the one on in front of me. As you hear motorcycles going down the highway, um, right down the street. So, we're back. Thank you for being patient the last few weeks. Between the end of the semester and then finals week. And then right on top of that, then, summer classes start tomorrow. In fact, the online shells are open now already. So I did real quick get that, get some stuff up there too. And so I've been busy. Just a little bit. So we're back tonight, kind of preemptively celebrating what is going to be one of our next podcast episodes, which is Final Fantasy on the Nintendo Entertainment System. I actually wrote the script a while ago and just never quite got a chance to sit down and record it. And it's recorded and it's pretty much edited. So I kind of jumped ahead a little bit because we've been streaming now for 4 years and we're starting to run out of games to stream. You didn't think that would happen, and nevertheless, that's one of the reasons why we went back down to one stream a week, because I'm kind of like, there's only so many games out there. So we'll play for like an hour because I still got to eat dinner. And then, Greg's going to stream at 9. So, let's do this. So, the world is veiled in darkness. The wind stops, the sea is wild, and the earth begins to rot. The people wait, their only hope a prophecy. When the world is in darkness, 4 warriors will come. After a long journey, 4 young warriors arrive, each holding an orb. There's Fighter, he's an idiot. There's Black Mage, he does level 4 Hadoukens. There's White Mage, she's sweet and kind. There's Thief, he's obsessed with Dungeons and Dragons. And then there's some other. Yes, there will be 8-bit theater references in the episode too. I just kind of tossed them in. I don't think I've ever played this on the NES Mini, so let's see what happens if I hit continue. Oh, it just goes to... Okay. Oh, actually, give me 1 second. I want to reboot that, because I want to fix the response rate. Hold on. Okay. So, uh-oh. Did I freeze? Did I freeze? Oh, no. Okay. I thought I froze for a second. So, I've played through this game most recently about a year ago. It was about a year ago. um, which was for the podcast. That's how long ago I wrote that script. And I've gone, I've tried a whole bunch of different things over the years. I've done the classic, which is what I did last time, fighter, black belt, white mage, black mage, which works mostly until it doesn't. Black mage really gets messed up after the career change, but black belt becomes a ninja and it's just like a killing machine. Basically, I was playing in the PS1 version. He just like just destroys everything in front of him. There have been times when I've done fighter red black, which a little more grinding to get armor and weapons and stuff like that, but red mage ends up balancing out that on the magic end. What we're gonna do tonight, since we're only playing for an hour, is gonna be fighter. As I said, is an idiot. Black belt. Who should we name everybody for? We'll name them after everybody on P1. Ooh. And there you go. And so then you're off to the castle and the town, and the first part of this game is a little on the boring side, but and so Garland has kidnapped his daughter, the princess, who is definitely not evil. And so you have to rescue her. The king is looking for the light warriors. You do not happen to be them, do you? Hey, just wondering, are you the heroes who are supposed to save us? Okay. As a kid, I always liked, you see how it, like, blinks when you go in and out of the menu? I always thought that was a cool little touch. I wish I'd plugged in my PS3. The music in the PS1 reissue of this is so good. It's really, really good. Like, they redid everything. I like this, too. See your face upon the clean water. How dirty. Come, wash your face. It's great. Alright. So one of the major problems in this game, particularly in this version of the game, is they offer no guidance about what you need. But we can kind of guess that fighter needs a rapier. Black belt needs the wooden nunchucks. You use weapons with him until, like, I usually take him off him around level 10 or so, and then just let him use his fists, because by then he's just, just destroying stuff. But you got to get to that. White Mage is... And then... I don't know. For red, it might be Rapier again. But let's get a... Just in case. I'm not sure. But they, no real rhyme or reason. Oh, it does. Okay. That's good. Let's get Fighter. Still only playing for an hour, so we can just go nuts here. And then everybody else probably gets Cloth. And you can't buy multiples either, which is so annoying later in the game. When you need to there are dungeons you have to go in where you need to bring 99 potions. And so what I used to do, I used to use the NES Advantage and just hold it down and just, buy. But like, I could actually do it. I have my 8-bit Dude controller. I could do it with the turbo, but I used to use the NES Advantage and just sit there for like, I don't know how many minutes and just hold it down and just get all the potions. But in the PS1 reissue, they fixed that. Mercifully. Among some other things they fixed. Let's get Fire. And we'll get Cure. Oh, I gotta equip everything. Oh, whoops. And so Nintendo Power's guide always said to go to level 3 before going to Garland. So... And what's interesting... No, chance to strike first. Okay, great. Oh, I forgot about... Oh, so here's a dumb thing. Whichever thing you aim at, you don't switch to another one. They fixed this in the PS1 version. But, yeah, on the NES, it doesn't let you, it doesn't, like, auto-target to whoever's next, which is, frustrating. Particularly early in the game. When you're not sure if, like, everybody seems to be hit. See, okay, so now somebody missed. So it would have been great if Red Mage had retargeted. And you waste a lot of time. It's a real frustration. And, yeah, in the PS1 version, I remember when that came out, I remember somebody on I think it was on the news group, maybe. Like, the Final Fantasy news group. Like, somebody was like, yeah, they fixed that. And I was like, oh, man, I gotta go buy that. Because I really didn't want to play the game again if it was like that. Something that's cool, too. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, your characters have too much object permanence. Yeah. Yeah, I'm just gonna keep, like, wailing on him. Because I don't think he's dead. So one of the things that's cool, you get the bridge here in a minute, but it really gives you a little sandbox to learn how to play the game in. I never thought about it that way until my most recent playthrough, um, where I kind of realized that was why they make you earn the bridge, so that you could kind of learn the game in like a more or less low stakes place. Slight stakes. I mean, you can absolutely roll, have a bad dice roll against Garland, and he'll wreck you. And those horses that wander around up here too, they'll get you too. I mean, even just a couple seconds of having to, like, exactly target everything instead of just being like, yeah, just attack them, and whoever gets them, gets them. You waste so much time. Ooh, we gotta heal, White Mage. And Fighter. And they missed. Okay, that was interesting. Oh! Oh! Ouch! And you missed. Great job. Yeah, well, I didn't know that. I was like, I don't know. I'm only gonna play this for an hour. I don't know who to name him after. Oh, I know who to name him after. You see, if I was actually playing through this, I'd be resetting right now in, like, disgust. We gotta run. Yeah, there we go. When I played through this last year, I got wrecked. It was, down by Elfland. I ran into 9 zombies. And I guess they froze me, I guess? And then just, like, obliterated me. And I just kind of sat there like once they froze me, like or whatever, it's stun or whatever it is. I just sat there and had to wait for them to just, like, wreck me, because it was just game over, basically. Yeah, remember to hold reset and hit power on your way out. We need to get a tent. Alright, we're gonna stay right here. In my playthrough last year, I didn't have to do too much grinding once you got past, like, yeah, like the elf village. Pretty much after that, wasn't really much. Wasn't really needed much. Because your black belt gets so overpowered that you don't totally need it anymore. Alright, let's get a tent. You know, we have it for when we go fight Garland. Yeah, we got like 40 minutes. We could get the Garland, for sure. And when we get to level 3, we'll buy some potions. Nintendo Power always said to go to level 3 before fighting Garland. And I'm going to go with that, despite the fact that there are some things that are wrong in that guide. Some of their spell suggestions are, like, comically wrong. See, that's more like it. We're ready. Yeah, you just get rid of them all. There you go. Oh, it's died against the pirates, too, in the second town. And again, just bad dice roll. That was, oh, jeez, that was a long time ago. I think I was still in high school, that playthrough. Oh, that's what it was. The Shadow Dragon. I just didn't feel like typing it all out when I was setting that up a little while ago. No, next episode is gonna be, what's it called? The Konami arcade collection. I'm just gonna like go through each game, just like a minute or two, except for like the really good ones, which is Thundercross, because Thundercross is awesome. And actually, the one, the real early game on that collection, the one from '81, I forget the name of it now, but that one's pretty good too. I forget what it's called, but I played that game for a couple hours. I had a really fun time with it. But Thundercross is so good. And I actually didn't know there was a sequel. It just got ported to the Switch. I actually did not know that until that showed up in the like new game list. I don't even think we get a minute on Haunted Castle. I just kind of do the Jay Sherman, it stinks, and move on. Because it stinks. I can't believe they were making that game at the same time as they were doing this, like, you know, NES masterpiece. That's one of the... Konami is so frustrating like that. They do these games that are just absolutely incredible, and then at the same time they're working on some like garbage game, and you're just like, what? How? Yeah, Thundercross is by far the best one in that collection. That collection is definitely worth getting. Um, uh, I like Life Force. I was always a big Life Force fan. I'm not a big Gradius guy in general. As you know, we discussed when I played Gradius 3 on stream back in the, I think that was back in the fall. I was never a big Gradius person, but I liked Life Force because they kind of dumbed it down. And what else is on the collection? Twin Bee. There's a game on it. I forget the name of it, but it's clearly like what they kind of pulled from for the Top Gun game that drove me nuts as a kid because I couldn't figure out how to like beat the first level. That was one of the games I got with my NES. One of my uncles got it for me, I think, because they were like, "Oh, that was that movie," and like I was like, "Oh, they made a game out of that movie," and it's like hideous. That was one of those games like Deadly Towers that I thought, and Super Pitfall, that I thought that I was just an idiot, and then once I got online in like 93, 94. I was like, no, everybody else thinks those games are terrible too. I was like, okay, that's reassuring. I just thought it was me. Deadly Towers drove me insane as a kid. I remember one of the first websites I ever went to online on the World Wide Web, not on like Prodigy or anything like that, was it was a website that confirmed like how to beat Super Pitfall, because I'd thought Super Pitfall was just unbeatable. Like I just thought this was like this like broken game that there was no ending to, and it turned out, oh, actually there is. It's just, I don't know how you're supposed to figure it out. Yeah, absolutely. That was the story of my like late middle school, early high school days, was getting on like news groups and like BBSs and stuff like that and IRC, and finding out, yeah, actually I'm not like crazy for this. For not liking, Deadly Towers, and Super Pitfall's another one. That it actually turns out like I'm onto something, that those games might actually not be good. Yeah, that was really beneficial. I remember there was a real big, for Final Fantasy, there was a real big community online. I remember. Because I guess around then, I guess 6 wouldn't even have been out yet by then. It was coming soon. And they, Yeah, I did the PS1. It was right about this time last year, like mid May, late May. I did the PS1 version because that like super streamlines the experience. Because yeah, this is a brutal old school experience for sure. Somebody asked me a while ago why I haven't done any Dragon Warrior games or Dragon Quest on the podcast. Is because I was waiting for those reissues to come to the Switch, because those like clean them up very nicely. Because Dragon Warrior drove me nuts as a kid. This was the game that made it click with role playing games. I had this friend named Ben who was obsessed with this game, and that got me. And he had a friend named Nick too. Um, that we like bonded over this game, and they were like, oh man, they were like full on nerds. Like in like sixth grade, they were real into D&D and like fantasy novels. They were real into like Tolkien and Terry Brooks and people like that. They were like super nerds. And Ben was he was really good at video games. I remember him making this in SimCity on the Super Nintendo. I remember he built this like just incredible city. Like it just looked, I couldn't believe it, like how it looked. But he was very meticulous. He took a lot of notes. Like a lot of times, I think I've referenced this on the podcast. Like he was the one who would give me his notes for games, and then I would go, okay, I'll play through it, using like he'd make like a guide basically. And then I lost track of him because he moved. We moved at the end of seventh grade, and he moved too. So I think I talked to him like once or twice after that, but that was the end of that. And he never like resurfaced on social media. Like some people from that crew, a couple other people have they tracked me down on Facebook like a year ago. This dude Brian, ooh, he turned out okay. I mentioned him once on the pod. I think he was the one that there was a hurricane one summer. I forget which one. And up in Jersey, we got hammered with like rain and lightning, and our mailbox got hit. I remember, and the noise that lightning bolt made, it's still echoing in my ears. And he beat Ninja Gaiden 2, while like just hanging out in the house, which is like this, like, all ridiculously hard game. And he was so proud of himself. And like a couple days later, he's like, "Yeah, I beat it." And I was like, "Oh, cool." And then nobody else believed him. And they were like, "Well, why didn't you take a picture of the screen?" And well, the power went out, so I didn't get a chance to, do anything. And so nobody believed him, and it was like this like controversy for like a couple days in the neighborhood. It was pretty funny. But yeah, he tracked me down, and this other dude Mike did too, who we used to. We don't really play video games with him, but I remember his dad knew my dad somehow. Yeah, it was pretty funny for sure. Yeah, nobody just yeah, everybody just like no sold him so hard on it. It was pretty funny. Yeah, well, there was a nice crew. Ben was in the neighborhood, so like our neighborhood was here, and then you went up a hill, and there was like the middle school and then the high school, and Ben lived right behind the high school. So we used to just walk through there. We used to just walk through the middle school and the high school, like the lots, and then I'd walk to his house. Like I'd go there in the morning, like in the summer, and go and hang out with him. But yeah, he lived down the street from me because he was the one. I've probably mentioned this on the podcast too. He was the one, he got his Nintendo Power every month, or every 2 months at first, like a day before me. And I used to get so what a messed up kid I was. I used to get so angry. I would run out to the mailbox, and the mailman I would be like, did Nintendo Power come? And he'd be like, no, your copy's not here. And I could fucking see Brian's in like the bin, and I'd stare at it and just be like, ugh. And then the mailman would go down the road to his house, and I'd see the mailman like drive away, and I'd go sprinting down the hill to check Nintendo Power out with him. But I would just like, the mailman must have hated my guts. Because I would just lose it. Because I don't know why, but his always showed up a day before mine did. It was so frustrating. Yeah, we're still at level 2. I remember just being so mad. Every month, without fail. Because Nintendo Power was my friggin' religion, man. And then, Game Pro and EGM, and I was a big video games and computers monthly person too. This other kid, Chris, in our neighborhood, turned me on to that because he was a big PC gamer. He had what's it called? He had an Amiga. Yeah, I'd probably still be like that. I'd be like, what the fuck, man? Where's mine? Like, if it was like Retro Gamer or something. Yeah, that would make me mad. No doubt. But yeah, Chris had an Amiga, because that was how I played Shadowgate on the Amiga with him. And that's like the best version of Shadowgate. I was so psyched when Greg played that a couple years ago, because that is the best version of that game. And the NES one's cool, but that was a game we never beat on stream because I screwed up the save. I got near the end on the first one. I was like, oh, we'll play it next week. And I forgot to save. So I was like, whatever. It's fine. No, I have never played Shadowgate 64. And I kind of didn't realize that until I went to do that Shadowgate episode, and I was researching, like, what other games are in this series? Because there had been that, like, remake. I guess that was, like, a bunch of years ago now. But, yeah, I realized I'd never played Shadowgate 64. My brother had an N64, but I didn't play it that much outside of, like, Mario Kart and, like, the WCW games, which are amazing. And Mario Kart, actually, I was just playing Mario Kart 64 on the Wii U Virtual Console, and that has held up fairly well. That first time when we got that game, and that the level, I think it's the second circuit, where you go off the cliff and you go flying across. I'll never forget. Everyone in the room was on their feet, like, "Whoa, what?" You know, like that blew our minds. We were so excited. That was me and my brother and these two kids, Tim and Chris, that we used to hang out with. We used to skate with them. They're the ones who turned me on to a game that Greg streamed. I believe he streamed on Extra Life Day last year. Uniracers. That was one of the games that they were like real into. Yeah, we were real into Mario Kart 64 because that was back when, so I was so N64 was Christmas '96, so I was a senior in high school. So my brother's he's 3 years younger than me, so he kind of hung out with some of my friends though, particularly when they got older and everybody started like partying together and stuff. But yeah, once FF7 came out, we got a PlayStation. He bought it. So the way we did this, because by then that was fall '97. So yeah, so that was fall '97. So I was a college freshman. So what we did was he bought the PlayStation and I bought some games. Yeah, and so we bought is FF7, Madden, I guess '98, I guess, and something else. And we put it in his room, and it worked out because what we did was I had class in the morning. My first semester was like 9, 10, and 12 or something like that. So I would go home and play Final Fantasy VII till like 3 o'clock. And I would talk to my girlfriend online on, I guess it was AIM by then? I guess. Probably IRC, actually. Yeah, no, it was probably IRC we were talking on. And then at 4, I would go to work, and by then my brother would be coming home from school, so then he could play the PlayStation. And he just played Madden, basically. And so it worked out, like, pretty nicely. Until maybe like I don't know, maybe that next summer, I think I bought my own. Yeah, I remember Crash Team Racing being pretty cool. I'm sure we rented it. I remember there was like a Sonic one too that was pretty cool. Yeah, I mean, it's just the kart racing thing, it's such a brilliant idea. Of just like whoever at Nintendo decided, what if Mario, but like racing? I mean, it was genius. And you make it super fun, and it's awesome. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. And of course, the one person who goes to the down one misses, so now Roy's just going to keep ineffectiving. It's so annoying. Yeah, Sonic R. Yeah, maybe. I just remember we used to go to Blockbuster on like a Friday. I'd come home from campus and just like rent games and movies. I'd rent I'd rent movies, like I'd rent like a film to watch. Like, I mean, I still do like Saturday night movie night, except it's going through YouTube or whatever, or Amazon, instead of the local Blockbuster. But same idea. And I would rent games for the weekend, and we would just rent whatever. In the PlayStation era, just like, oh, we never played this one? Oh, yeah, let's get it. We weren't too picky. Just, like, checking different games out. Like, back in the NES era, it was like that. Like, there's a new NES game? Oh, man, we gotta play it. It's, But I would always rent a movie for Saturday night, and a lot of times I'd rent some kind of anime to watch, like, at some point on the weekend, too. Oh, yeah, here we go. Level up, level up, level up. Everybody but Fighter's gonna level up. Yeah. So, just a couple more fights. Yeah, we probably rented Beavis and Butthead for the Super Nintendo. Sure. But I would watch... In that era, Saturday morning, I'd watch MST3K. And then whatever anime was on Sci-Fi. Which was probably... there's like a 90% chance it was Project A-ko. Which was extremely my thing. And then I'd probably go to work, and then I'd watch a movie Saturday night and just like hang out online on IRC and whatever BBSs I was reading at the time. Oh, yeah. Oh, totally. I saved up for those super expensive Project A-ko VHS tapes. We used to go on Friday nights, when I was I guess when I was in college we still kind of did, but we used to go when I was in high school. We used to go to the mall, the county mall, which was up actually by my campus, like maybe like 20 minutes away. And we're just waiting for Fighter to get to level 3. We used to go up there and hang out on Friday nights, like whoever was around, basically. And our first stop was, particularly once I was like 96, 97, I was a senior in high school. Yeah, especially by then, our first stop was Suncoast Video. When you came in the store, in the mall where we used to park, it was like up, left. It's like the first corner. Before, the corner of the mouth on the way out. And we would go there and, buy stuff. And I remember, man, those VHS tapes were expensive. And you'd get, like, I mean, if it was a movie, like, fine, but we started buying, like, Evangelion, and you were getting, like, 2 episodes of tape or whatever. It was nuts. And we were copying everything that we rented. We had one of those dual deck VCRs. And, like, all the stuff I own on DVD probably now, but I used to, because that was the only way. There was stuff, our local Blockbuster had stuff that was, like, kind of low-key out of print. It was kind of nuts. Or, like, hard to find, like, the Robotech, Clash of the Bionoids. That is, like, the crappy version of, Do You Remember Love? Which has some of the best animation ever. But I guess is, like, never getting reissued. There's a nice print of it on YouTube. I sent a link to some students back in the fall that were, like, real into anime, and I'm like, yeah, you gotta get into, like, the good 80s anime. Bring back the 80s anime hair. We need more women that look like Pris. Yeah, our Blockbuster still had SNES games for a while. Like, late 90s. There was a store in the next town over that closed. And I remember we went in there and bought a bunch of games. They were selling them for like $5, $10. And I remember we went in and just, like, cleaned them out. And then I remember I went back. I got paid a couple days later, and I went back and I bought a whole ton of their wrestling tapes. They had, like, all the old, like, clamshell WWF ones. And, like, the WCW ones and stuff like that. And I bought a whole, like, just like $100 worth of tapes. Because they were just, like, $5. They were just giving them away. Alright, so we still gotta get... Is everybody at 3? Okay, everybody's at 3. Yeah, I totally miss it. I was talking about this on Saturday movie night one week. I think Seth and I were talking about this back in the fall. Hacker alias AD_AT, good friend of mine. We were talking about that idea of, like, yeah, wandering around and being very creative and, picking stuff out and, taking chances on stuff. And, like, I would go, like, with like, it's not the same now, like, you're dating somebody or trying to date somebody and you're like, let's watch a movie together and text about it. Like, that feels so stupid whenever I do that. Like, I used to love, like, in the 90s, like, when I was in high school, I had like, girlfriends that we would go to Blockbuster and, like, rent a couple movies and then go, like, to my parents' house and watch them. And, like, wandering around the store, like, there was this, like, flirtation to, like, picking things out. And then, yeah, we would do, like, movie nights with, like, friends of ours. And we had this friend who was, like, a real normie. And like we could, I still don't know why she talked to all of us, and so we would have nights where like on, I forget, it was like a Thursday nights or something like that, where we would have her come over and we'd watch, like, we'd show her like Akira and stuff like that, and she would just, like, her mind would be blown, because to her movies were just like, you know, like blockbuster stuff, and you know, whatever was like, you know, she was real into like rom-coms of the 90s, and so we would show her like Akira, and she'd just be like, the whole time. It was great. Alright, let's be Garland, and I gotta go make dinner. Oh god, I gotta update the stream elements too. That's like way off. I always forget to do that. I thought I was being all fancy doing that, and it's like a pain to keep up. Yeah, game over, man. You beat Garland. Wow, quick game. Really, Final Fantasy, as in, like, man, that was the Final Fantasy. Not bad. That was a quick role playing game. That was nothing like that Dragon Warrior game, man. You know, when this game came out, I thought that was a you see the, like, the little ledge there in the front? I thought that was a person. Yeah, hey, Kamiga. I thought it was like a robed, like a robed person there, like, warding you off, like a mage. But then I realized, once I had a bigger TV, like, oh, wait, maybe that's not someone warding you away. Oh, man. Oh, here he is, Garland and evil Princess Sarah. You impertinent fools. Doesn't Starscream say that at some point to somebody? No, impudent fools. The line that I think about from Transformers the movie like 3 times a week, and whenever anyone says the word, I always mumble the line, but whenever I hear the word, uncharismatic, I always hear in my head Rumble saying, hey, nobody calls Soundwave uncharismatic, or whatever it is. Because he doesn't understand the word. It's great. Yeah, my princess. Yeah, step off, incel. Oh, we were just talking about I played through this last year on the PS1 version, because that is the, most straightforward way of doing this, for sure. Whoa, 37! Holy shit. let's cure. He should be going down pretty soon. There we go. Ah, we beat Garland. We saved the princess. Game over. Wow, that was a quick game. So you are the Light Warriors. Thank you. Yeah, they are. I do have to say, when I was, roll credits. Yeah, game over. Good job. When I was a kid, I really liked when you hit the menu button, how the screen kind of blinks. I thought that was a cool little touch. Yeah, roll credits, man. And she's giving you a loot that, you're just going to hold on to for, about 15 hours or so. So the loot's been passed down from Queen the Princess for 2,000 years. Huh. To aid your quest, I ordered a bridge. Hooray. I'm actually surprised they didn't remove those lights from this. Yeah, I'm playing. This is on the NES Mini, because they removed them from what's it called? Zelda 2. Oh, begins! Oh, we're still playing this game. Oh, okay. Random word capitalizations. Yeah, nothing is affordable now. Oh boy. Glad I got out of that post-game content. They're setting up the sequel. Yeah, I'm glad I got out of game collecting. The only thing I have now, I have a replica game case. One of the things I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get replica game cases, which you can get on like Etsy and places like that, for all the games that I've podcasted about. I've got like 10 of them so far. And what I want is to have like a bookshelf with them all on it. I think that would look cool. And so... Alright, so what time is it? 8:09. We'll play for a little while longer. But I gotta go eat dinner before Greg's stream. So now you get Grimps and Grolfs. It sucks so much that you have to target everything. It's so obnoxious. I don't even think Dragon Warrior did that. Yeah, my physical games are all gone at this point. I got rid of... When I was in college... Yeah, so fall 97, I started college. I started dating someone in that winter who was like an early eBay user. She was like an antiques person. And I used to buy like... Oh man. Like Nintendo game lots for like $20 or whatever, and you get like 10 games. And so I built up quite the collection. Yeah, I'm all digital at this point. For games at least. I'm all digital for games and for music. I've been all digital on music for like 15 years. The only thing I really have a lot of physical of is books. If you turn the corner this way in my apartment, there's like 4 bookshelves of books, and there's another one in the bedroom too. Yeah, I've moved my books a couple times. It's not that big of a deal. Just box them all up. And I actually, at my work office, I have even more books. There's probably another 100 books in my work office. Yeah, yeah, that's... Oh crap, 3 of the Mad Ponies. Oh jeez. Okay, this is gonna be interesting. Let's have one person try to run. Because these things can be brutal. Can't run. Yeah, of course not. Alright, let's try to run. Oh, come on. There we go. We'll beat the pirates and then we'll wrap up. Yeah, I mean, I have a lot of ebooks too, but I definitely prefer physical books. Like, I don't care about music that way. I have a media center that way in the apartment. That's got all my video and music on it. I mean, I have hundreds of DVDs too, but like, I definitely prefer physical books. And buying digital music too. Yeah, I don't like streaming. I'm not a fan of streaming music, really. I'd like to just spend a couple bucks and buy it. And because I run Linux too, so it's just easier for me to buy everything. And you know, I have a ton of ebooks on my Kindle. I mostly use my Kindle, or no, well, I have an iPad, but the Kindle app for comics is mostly. But like, yeah, I don't, yeah, I don't buy like vinyl or whatever. That's another thing that got real expensive. So I always like this guy. What's going on with the dude with the mohawk? He's just chilling. But yeah, I went fully physical for, digital for the Switch. And yeah, I mean, I guess, yeah, my PS4 and my Xbox are, they're digital too at this point. Yeah, vinyl got real expensive real quick out of nowhere. Yeah. I'm glad I got out of when I was in grad school, I digitized all my music. Yeah, I just couldn't deal with that anymore. But yeah, I'm physical for books and I don't know. But for everything else, and I have a lot of DVDs too. Because there's stuff that's not on streaming. Or the other problem is there's a lot of films in particular that they're never gonna probably be on um, streaming sites for different reasons. So, or they're weirdly on there for only certain times. Alright, let's wreck this guy and then I gotta go make dinner. I am Beaky the Pirate and surprised... Wait, I am Beaky the Pirate, comma, and surprised I am that you scurvy dogs have the nerve to face me. Oh, I'm a big... I teach a film... Actually, my film course starts tomorrow. The summer version of it. That I usually teach in the fall. I teach a history of film class every fall, but I'm doing it in the summer this year, too. It starts tomorrow morning. Mates, get those landlubbers. Oh, I probably should have used it. Whatever. We're ending this in a minute. It doesn't matter. Oh, crap. Oh, I probably should have healed, too. Whatever. Yeah, and that's why a lot of people take the class. Um, you get a lot of... Probably about... You get a lot of people who are real film buffs. Yeah, yeah. Greg won't be able to stream tonight. He was killed by pirates. Sorry, Greg. I'll have to screen grab that and send it to him later. I'll DM it to him and be like, sorry, dude. We killed you. Phil would enjoy seeing that too. So the class, yeah, it's probably about 50% people that are real hardcore film buffs. Real into it. And then you get a lot of people who are they watch Avengers and all that stuff. And so they're interested in it in that they want to learn about the history more. And so yeah, okay, that's cool. And the book covers at the end covers that stuff a little bit, but not really. Okay, you got me. Take my ship. Amazing. Yeah, and so you get a lot of those students that they're real interested in learning more because all they really know is, yeah, like Marvel films and stuff like that. So they're into it in that sense. But yeah, it's a little intimidating. Chapter 1, silent films. Some of them are like, "Oh, wow, crap." Yeah, my official title is Assistant Professor of Communication Arts. I still don't know who I assist. No one has ever told me. Yeah, I don't know. It does like, and then the next one up is associate professor, and it's like, what does that even mean? It's so weird. And the titles when you're not tenured are lecturer and instructor. And I was always like, well, what's the difference between lecturing and instructing? Like, I don't get it. I don't think anyone does. Someone came up with these terms, whatever hundreds years ago. But yeah, the film class is yeah, chapter 1, silent films. So it's intense. And some of them they're like, "Wow, okay, this is interesting." And and like some of it, yeah, it's a little intimidating for them. They don't know, like, a lot of them don't know what, like, film noir is and stuff like that. But they get into it, most of them, as it goes. And what I do is every Friday I send out, like, a little guide of, like, what's on, like, TCM that week that's, like, worth checking out. And so what a lot of them will do is they'll DVR those films, and then kind of I'll be like, "Hey, we got a chapter coming up on uh the westerns. Hey, TCM's showing The Searchers or something like that. Go check that out." And they'll go watch it. They'll DVR everything and they'll check it out. So that's cool. In the fall, I had a lot of students that were they were real psyched on my, like, film suggestions. So that was cool. And when we were in lockdown, that was like the best time for, like, yeah, like, take a film course and watch a bunch of movies. You got the time. Now that we're, like, more or less out of it, maybe not so much. We're pretty much, I know, up in Canada, it's, like, way different, like, for Greg and all, but we're heading out. Our emergency order is going to end this month. I think the mask mandate's going to end pretty soon. New York just ended theirs, so we're probably next. And a good chunk of the state is vaccinated, and our rates have gone down, like, a lot. We're like the number one or two. We're like number one or two on the rates declining in the nation. And we started out really badly here in Jersey. It was real rough for a while. But now we've really, like, righted ship, like, really, really impressively. It's actually really cool. Some of my former students are nurses at the super site down the road. they're doing, vaccinations, which is pretty cool. Um, but yeah, so all right, that was the Final Fantasy. There will never be another one. 31 years later. Oh wow. Yeah, I've been fully vaccinated since, when was it? Early April. I got my second shot. Yeah, they've opened it up to uh I think we're down to 12-year-olds now can get it, and apparently a lot of kids are like, every day that number is like skyrocketing across the country apparently. Um I did not have any from the second one. Besides, like, the next day, I felt a little lightheaded for maybe like 20 minutes. And I was teaching, and so I ended class a little early, and I ate lunch, and it went away. So, I don't know. But the first one, I had real bad arm soreness. Like the next like 2 or 3 days, my arm was like really, really tender. Yeah, yeah, they thought there was a whole bunch of people here who thought that for sure. Yeah, one of my somebody I know, their kid got it. Like real light. Like they were fine, but they got it. Um yeah, with kids it's scary. That's why we fought to keep those schools closed. Um but yeah, we'll be good to go back in September. Yeah, I know my students were they were amped up to go get vaccinated for sure. They're all pretty psyched to go do it because they want to go back to campus. So, and my school isn't requiring it yet to go to campus, but a lot of schools in the area are. So, I know Rutgers is, and I think Rowan is. Yeah, yeah, the asymptomatic. I was sick a couple months ago, and they thought that I could be asymptomatic, but the test came back negative when they tested me. But I just had like a head cold, it turned out. It's like allergies or whatever. So, but yeah, so that was the Final Fantasy. There is no more fantasies left. And there certainly won't be. I don't even know how many. What are there, 15 now? I'm not even sure. Honestly. I know Nadia plays 14 a lot. Yeah, I know nothing about those games. I played 12. I've definitely played 12 before. And I don't think I liked it. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. The Retronauts did an episode about Final Fantasy spin-offs, and it gave me a headache listening to it. I was like, man, I don't want anything to do with any of this stuff. Yeah, I liked I'm very fond of the steampunk of Final Fantasy IX, and I guess kind of 6 too. But when 9 came out, man, I was real into that vibe where it's like old school medieval Final Fantasy, except it's, not. And I thought that was cool. And yeah, the like Blade Runner Final Fantasy 7, it was pretty cool. Man, was that a surprise when that came out. I'd seen screenshots, but there was a demo in some magazine. There was a demo, I don't know what magazine it was, and it gave you like the first like the cinematic at the beginning, and then I think you did like the train scene, and we couldn't believe it. Like, it was just like, what is this game? This is incredible. I mean, just like jaw on floor. And yeah, it was so different because, RPGs were always very medieval. Very medieval or very like Phantasy Star, where they're like super, like futuristic. And so, yeah, Final Fantasy VII comes out, and yeah, it's got this like 80s like Blade Runner kind of vibe to it. It was just like, whoa, okay, this is cool. And then 8's, weird, and I'm very fond of 9. Yeah, I loved Phantasy Star 3 when it came out because I thought it was such a cool blend of sci-fi and fantasy. I thought that was really cool, the way it did it. And even in this game, like at the end when you run into Warmech, it's like, whoa. I mean, it's like badass because it's Warmech, but it's cool because it's like this super medieval world. But then it's like, oh yeah, by the way, here's a robot that can like insta-kill you for some reason. And you're just, what? I've only ever fought Warmech once. And I beat him in the PS1 version, back when it first came out. And I didn't even try to find him. I just got him. I was going across that bridge, and I just I'd forgotten about it. Like, I wasn't even thinking, and I stumbled right into him, and I was pretty leveled up, so I wrecked him. It was pretty awesome. That was a proud gaming moment. Yeah, I was a big Phantasy Star 3 fan. I tried streaming through it like 3 years ago, and that did not go well. Because there is, man, it's like how Greg's been playing too. There is so much grinding in that game, and so I would end up on stream just like just grinding. Yeah, I gotta head out too. I'll be back for Greg's stream at 9, but I gotta go eat dinner. So, thanks folks for stopping by. I don't know what I'm playing next week. I gotta think about it. So I'll tweet it out at some point.